Hey everybody, it's Body Bags here. I got Tahir and we're doing another top 8 deck profile. We missed this one last time, so he's got a spicy ass deck, so we made sure to get it this time. Tahir, what do you got?
I played Gravekeepers last month, and this is the profile. So we got 3 Commandant, 3 Descendant, 3 Spies, pretty standard. Alongside of that, I got 2 Assailant. I feel like you should play at least minimum 2 of this to keep the Gravekeeper high, monster count high.
Right.
And so Steel is live at all points. Next, we got a small Mystic Tomato package. We played 2 Tomato, 1 Sanguine, and 1 Gale.
Yeah, you were telling me a little something special about the tomato last time, so go into this a little bit.
So Tomato is really good in Gravekeepers, especially because all your monsters except for Commandant are 1500 or less. So you can crash a Tomato into a monster while you have a Necro Valley up and bring out an Assailant, which can, on attack declaration while Necro Valley's face up, switch an opponent's monster.
And it's also a 2000 meter.
And it's also 2000.
So it ends up being a little more like Pyramid Turtle instead of like Mystic Tomato.
Exactly,
so
a little bit of your spice.
Yeah, right.
So Tomato can, essentially become a 2K beater that can switch monsters' battle positions. Or it can even bring out a Descendant if you want to pop something.
Yeah, it's cool.
Really sick. But a lot of times you're going to go Tomato into a Gale, and then main phase 2 you can make an Arcanine. So Tomatoes are super versatile. Essentially more Gravekeeper names as well. The last 2 monsters I play is Caius. I don't main deck any Royal Tribute, so having these in hand and having like extra monsters in hand is not a big deal. Being able to, like, after you pop something with Descendant, tribute over for a Caius or tribute to Sanguine, and just also being able to play Brain Con now, because a lot of Gravekeeper builds weren't playing Brain Con because you have no conversion.
Right.
So with Gale, the 2 Tomato, and Caius, you now have a lot more conversion off your Brain Con. So that's it for the monsters. I don't know how many, but it's a good count.
It's the exact amount to get you the top 8.
Exact amount, right? For spells, we got 3 Necro Valley. So important thing to know, in Edison, this card only stops targeting of monster spells and traps and banishing from either player's graveyard for both players. So a lot of cards can get under this: Treeborn Fog, Plague Spreader, Rekindling, Beckoning Light. A lot of cards that, but sometimes your opponent doesn't read Necro Valley or understand what Necro Valley does in this format.
And we're not gonna just tell them.
Right. So they kind of figure that out. But if they do ask me, I tell them, it stops targeting effects, so Pot of Avarice, things like that. But yeah, still a really good floodgate in this format. Stops Miracle Fusion, stops Value. With it, we play 3 Stel. Stel says you target 2 Gravekeepers, add them to your hand, and it's unaffected by Necro Valley, obviously. So this card is a hard +1, and when you do have Necro Valley up, they can't use cards like DD Crow, Transmigration Prophecy. So it's just like it's like a better salvage, because it's getting you cards like Spy and Descendant, or
Commandant if you need it. I don't know.
Yeah, Commandant to search Necro Valley, just really good. And Commandant also makes this card like half live, because when you send it to add Necro Valley, now you already have 1 Gravekeeper in graveyard. And then when you flip your Spy to Prio Tribute, pop something, now you got your second one. So, really good card. I feel like this is what makes the deck a bit stronger, is having a card that just says +1, 1 Book of Moon, 1 MST, 1 Brain Con, 1 Allure. Book of Moon was really good because I was able to flip down Jinzo. Even though I lost that match, having like a spell card that plays under Royal Decree and still works like a trap card is really good. Obviously, you can flip down your own Spies, so Book of Moon was really good all day. Like I said, Brain Con was really good because like a tribute for Caius. They don't really expect it in Gravekeepers as well. It's the spells. 6, I think 10 spells. Traps, I got a lot of 1-0s. I got Rite of Spirit, 1 Deck Devastation, 1 Mirror Force, 1 Torrential, 1 Skill Drain, 1 Oppression, 1 Solemn, Starlight Road, 2 Bottomless.
Never mind.
3 Deep Prison.
Okay. Last time you were saying something about Rite of Spirit, that a lot of people weren't including this?
Yeah, a lot of people don't like Rite of Spirit. I do, because that play, like I was talking about earlier, pitch Commandant to add Necro Valley, if you set Rite of Spirit and they heavy storm you, you can at least bring back a body, or which you can later tribute for Caius. Rite of Spirit.
And
also,
it's not like Call of Haunted where it just brings it back. It doesn't
it's
need to stay.
It's a normal trap card. So
Yeah.
if you activate this in like Chain Link or in response to like a MST or Heavy Storm, and it just like a free chainable back row that you can like bring back a body, tribute for Caius. You can even like summon a tomato, crash, bring out Gale, and they're like, okay, where are you going with this? Rite of Spirit, bring back a spy, and then now you got an Arcanite play. You know, it gives the deck a little bit of speed that it needed.
Yeah.
That's kind of what my thought process was with this build, was just speeding up Gravekeepers. You know, not really focusing on the hand looping aspect of it, but focusing on the control and, you know,
Just general beatdown.
Yeah.
And using like the floodgates to kind of control the game,
Exactly.
maintain that advantage.
Like, you know how powerful this card is.
I know how good that card is. You don't gotta tell me.
Floodgates everything, and you have like big beaters and recruiters, so it's insane. And then Oppression, of course, is broken. And you'll see in the side deck we got the second copies of both cards. So side deck we got one Kaiku, one Cyber Dragon, two Cyber Dragon, two Fossil Dyna, and one Breaker. So the thought process between Kaiku and Breaker is you want to have cards that you can put in against Vayu that doesn't lose to deck dev. Even though your monsters are big on board, they're weak in your hand. So you want to be able to have cards that play well into deck dev. I know Kaiku seems redundant because you're like, oh, Necro Valley does the same thing, but once they out your Necro Valley, now they got to out Kaiku.
Right.
So it's just multiple ways of stopping their graveyard effects. Cyber Dragon is for our two renowned Jinzo Overturn players.
Right.
And also just good against Black Wings to put in when you want to play around deck dev. This is for frogs. One Nobleman across out, one Smashing Ground, two Royal Tribute to go in against frogs, fairies, heavy monster decks. Even one will go in against Black Wings to take their Collude out of their hand when you really want to go for a push. So yeah, I like to side those two. I don't like to side three because once you resolve the first tribute, the second one's more than likely dead.
Yeah, you're just playing more than one just to find it more often.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Nobleman of Crossout, just the one, because when your opponent sets Raikou and you go and you want to set your spy, you can't because they're going to pop it with Raikou. So Nobleman just gives you another way to go second and clear the Raikou. The Oppression and Skill Drain, these cards are really good against their particular matchups. You bring this in against like Vayu and Frogs, and you bring this in against Rogue, Heroes, Diva Heroes, stuff like that. Pulling the Rug, also for Frogs, really good card. And one Trap Stunt. Trap Stunt I like because I don't play Heavy Storm or Dust Tornado, and this card can turn off your own floodgates for the turn.
Right.
And then you can just go crazy. And then when your opponent goes, they're back on. For the extra deck, we got two Chimera Techs for the Cyber Dragons, one Thought Ruler, two Stardust Dragon. For the sevens, because it come up because of Arcanite, you play Black Rose, Herbellum, Ancient Fairy, Armor Master, and Arcanite. These two came up a lot. Arcanite was just MVP all day. Just popping cards, being a body on board, really good. We also play Dark End, Brio, Koyo, Catastor, and Android.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's it.
Got any other tips and tricks for this deck?
No tips and tricks, but I got a few shout outs.
All right.
I want to shout out Khaled for helping me come up with the idea. The innovation of adding the tomatoes was his idea, so big shout out to him. He's playing today, so wishing him best of luck.
What's his record so far?
He's I believe he's X1 going into round three.
Yeah.
So he has a good chance. He's a good GB player. I want to give a big shout out to my girlfriend Shannon. She's very supportive, and she takes an interest in my hobbies, which is really like.
So what's she playing next week? Next event?
Oh yeah, we're gonna get her in here. Yeah, she's gonna start topping some events too. But yeah, big shout out to her. Big shout out to Brandon, all the guys behind the scenes, and FGG. These events are really fun. Coming out here every time is just one of my favorite things to look forward to in the month. And yeah, I'll be at the next one.
Cool, man. Well, we'll see you next time.
Sweet, thank you.
Sweet.